Let's just take a moment to settle in. Go ahead and take a slow, deep breath and just let those shoulders drop. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack some of those really heavy, messy, and kind of complicated feelings of modern stress that, let's be honest, so many of us are carrying around right now. As a student of life, it's so easy to feel completely overwhelmed. But my goal today is to be your guide. We're going to apply some clear psychological logic to those confusing emotions we usually just try to ignore. Okay, let's dive into this step by step and explore a truly fascinating dynamic happening right inside our own minds, the dopamine loop and the art of stillness. So be honest with yourself for a second. Do you reach for your phone the absolute second a room goes quiet? Like, have you ever found yourself sitting in a completely silent space, and instead of feeling this nice wave of peace, you just feel itchy, just this strange sense of restlessness? Maybe you grab your device to check a notification that literally hasn't even buzzed yet, or you start scrolling through short-form content just to fill that empty void. Look, it is a very common, almost universal experience right now. We carry around this restless guilt whenever we aren't being actively productive. It's kind of like your brain has entirely forgotten how to just sit still, making every single moment of nothing feel like an absolute emergency. If you feel like you're constantly chasing a hit of stimulation just to feel normal, hear me clearly, because this is absolutely the most important thing you'll learn today. You aren't lacking willpower. Let me just say that again, actually. This is not a personal failing. You are simply caught in a dopamine loop. And I really want to gently relieve you of that guilt right now. Your brain is just doing exactly what it was trained to do by the modern world. You're not broken. In this explainer, we're creating a safe space to explore the science of why this happens, so we can begin to untangle the whole shebang together. Section 1. The anticipation chemical, rethinking the feel-good myth. We hear the word dopamine thrown around all the time, right? And the common myth is that it's the feel-good chemical, the magical thing that brings us joy or satisfaction. But scientifically, that isn't actually true. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. It's entirely responsible for that intense craving, that burning feeling of wanting something right before you even get it. It's the buildup, not the payoff. And once we realize that dopamine is really all about the chase and the craving, well, a lot of our daily anxieties and sudden urges start to make perfect logical sense. Just think about the comparison here between a literal slot machine and your smartphone. The technology we use every single day is deliberately designed to exploit that exact dopamine craving we just talked about. It's like your phone is a tiny slot machine that you carry in your pocket everywhere you go. It operates on the exact same principle of unpredictable rewards. A like on a photo, a sudden new message, a breaking news alert. You never really know when it's going to happen. And that unpredictability, it trains your brain to keep checking, just pulling that lever over and over again, even when you logically know there's absolutely nothing new to see. Section 2. The baseline shift. Why silence feels like a threat. Now, this constant flood of dopamine spikes creates what psychologists call a baseline shift. On one side, we have the old baseline, activities like reading a physical book, studying, or just having a slow, deliberate conversation with a friend. But on the other side, we have the new baseline. That's your high-speed content, flashing screens, constant notifications. When your brain gets used to that high-speed, high-reward content, it builds a massive tolerance. It's like you're completely desensitized. Because of that new, elevated tolerance, those normal, slower activities suddenly feel unusually hard or deeply, deeply boring. You aren't losing your interest in life. Your brain is literally just demanding bigger and faster hits just to stay at a baseline level of normal. So the absolutely crucial point is this. When you finally stop and the noise of the day goes away, that intense discomfort you feel in the quiet, it isn't actually boredom. It's withdrawal. Just let that sink in for a second. You might feel like a human pressure cooker that's about to blow its lid when things get too quiet. You might reach for your phone just to avoid that empty feeling of being alone with your own thoughts. But I want you to view this anxiety with deep, deep compassion. It is simply your brain experiencing physical withdrawal from constant rapid-fire input. And really, understanding this is the very first step toward healing. Section 3. Swan versus Zen Master, Finding Frustration Tolerance. If we want to master the art of stillness, we need to shift our approach. In psychology, a swan looks incredibly calm on the surface, gracefully gliding across the water. But underneath, it is paddling like crazy. The swan uses suppression as a frantic defense mechanism against anxiety. And listen, we don't want to be swans. We want to channel a Zen master, much like the beloved Uncle Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
A Zen master has developed a really high frustration tolerance. They don't furiously paddle against the quiet. Instead, they've practiced the fine art of simply staying present, even when things are incredibly slow. They embrace the stillness rather than fighting it. Section 4. Reclaiming your stillness, gentle adjustments. Okay, so here are 3 incredibly gentle steps you can start trying today without feeling totally overwhelmed. First, let yourself be bored. Seriously, just for small windows of time. Give your brain the necessary space to recalibrate its baseline. Second, sensory grounding. If the dopamine loop in your head gets too loud, use physical anchors to pull you out of the mental storm. You could hold an ice cube and really focus on its sharp, cold intensity. Or maybe just wrap your hands around a nice mug of warm tea. Bring yourself back to the physical world. And third, schedule feeling time. Dedicate just 10 minutes a day to sit, journal, or listen to music without any distractions. Think of it as opening a pressure valve just enough so you don't explode later. As you slowly reintroduce these slower activities, your brain will absolutely learn to find satisfaction in the quiet again. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a person to be experienced. Reclaiming your stillness is not just another task to cross off your to-do list. It is not about being productive in your rest. It's really about trading that exhausting need to be perfect for the deep, steady peace of simply being present. You deserve to experience your own life, unhurried and entirely undistracted. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a gentle, empowering challenge to reflect on. What is one slow thing you want to try this week? Maybe it's leaving your phone at home and taking a sunlit walk in the park. Or maybe it's just enjoying a cup of coffee while staring out the window, completely uninterrupted. Whatever it is, I invite you to take a deep breath, grant yourself permission, and just embrace the quiet. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Until next time, take care of yourself, and please, be gentle with your brilliant, busy mind.